Hello and welcome to the Rankers Podcast, a show where we take anything and everything and rank them. Just two best friends ranking it up. My name is Jacob, and unfortunately, Nick is not able to be on this episode, although he very, very much is missed, and he was wanting to make it on here. He wasn't able to, but this is a special episode, and if you listen to our last episode, I told you that I was not going to reveal what this one was going to be because it was going to be such a wild surprise. But for the first time ever, with a legendary collab, I am here with Row 60, a Georgia football podcast with my good friends Clark and Adam. Guys, what is going on?
Man, what an introduction. Yeah. Clark, I mean, that was sat there, I just smiled ear to ear. Jacob, man, I appreciate that, brother.
I'm honored.
Yes, man, sir.
I'm honored to be here, brother. I enjoy what y'all do. Listen to some podcasts, man. It's just, it's like I've told you, I can't get over how good of a format it is. Just the ranked and just what all you could do with it, man. Y'all do a great job, and it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, I just have to say, Clark, before you go, it is an honor to be here. If those of you who are watching this, you can see that I am in the studio of Row 60 because I know these guys. We live in the same town, go to the same church and stuff. And so this is a local pod, and I just like stick out like a sore thumb in this place, man. But I'm so honored to be here in this room with you guys. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here, Jacob. Lots of red and black. You know, Jacob's a big LSU guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam and I both agree LSU's not that bad.
That's
we
right.
have a lot of common rivals.
Now, if he would have came through the door, Clark, with any Auburn gear,
Yeah.
Florida gear, Tennessee, Clemson, any orange,
He wouldn't have come through the
He wouldn't have
door.
come through the door. We wouldn't have let him in the dog pound here that
You
we're
would've
at.
gave me the wrong
you know,
address.
but LSU, we're good with that, and because we love Jacob and everything, we're good with it. But it's exciting. All seriousness, this is a great topic, Jacob. When you brought this topic up to cover our favorites, man, it was fun to kind of dig into it and be like, oh yeah, I really like that jersey. That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
And to kind of go through some I'd forgotten about. And I'll just be honest with y'all guys. I'm going to have a couple on my list you're not going to see coming.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked. Let me tell you, shocked if a couple of them are on y'all's list. So.
Well, okay, so we usually have a part before we get into the list where we talk about kind of our criteria, but I wanted to give you guys just a chance really, really quick. Row 60, kind of for the UGA fans out there who are listening, kind of tell us what you guys are about and why people need to be listening to your pod. And I just have to say, you need to be listening to the Row 60 podcast, but you guys go ahead.
So yeah, we're a UGA football podcast. Actually, Jacob, we started about the same exact time I think y'all did, right?
Okay,
really?
yeah,
July
so,
2021, right?
yeah, we were in August, so
Okay,
it was
yeah,
around that time. Wow.
We're about the same age, I guess. The
Yeah.
podcasts
Yeah, that's
are.
what you call it. Age.
Yeah,
Right. That's
yeah.
right.
We're here.
That's right.
But yeah, we are a total fan podcast, very rough around the edges, lots of fun, high energy. You know, there are lots of good UGA college football podcasts out there, but ours is just something you should definitely listen to if you're going to a game and you want to get hyped up. Adam and I, listen to us, we'll get you hyped up.
Oh yeah, man. Me and Clark just we're cousins, and we have just chemistry and just years of going to games together, and just thought, hey, we all do a podcast about it, see what happens, man. And we have a good time bouncing back and forth with each other. So yes, please, man, Jacob, appreciate you letting us plug it. Check us out, Row 60, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everything.
Yeah, they do really good work. I did not prepare you guys for this, but before we start our list really quick, I've got to hear just to let the listeners know how much UGA credit you have. I'm giving you permission to give me your biggest UGA flex. Like what is like your biggest, like what makes you guys the UGA podcast that needs to be listened to as far as y'all's credentials individually? Just tell me something wild about the flex you've got.
You go first. Adam.
Well, before the world turned upside down in 2020, I went to over 100 straight Georgia games, home and away.
And bowl games,
And bowl
and
games,
championships.
anything from home and away, about the whole decade of the 2010s. And of course,
So
I went
you
to a
never
lot.
missed one.
Did
100
not
in a-
miss one, over 100 in a row. And those were before the national championship.
Yes.
years. So, you know, I mean, we were there during the tough loss, too. I was at the Gator Bowl in 2014, January 1st, 2014, real
yeah.
quick. And we got beat by Nebraska. There was like 7,000 people in the stadium. And I think about that day now when Georgia's on the mountaintop now, I think about the lows we were in, you know, what
such
we've
good
come
wisdom.
from, we've come from, you know, we were there from the beginning. So that's kind of mine, man. And grown up going to Georgia games. But yeah, I would say that's my biggest flex.
That's incredible.
Real quick about that, Adam went up. We were at a gala, senior gala, And I work for the Georgia football team. I guess that would be my biggest flex.
This is a big one.
But anyway, we were at the gala, and I invited Adam because it was my senior gala. He told Kirby Smart, hey, I've been to 100 games, and Kirby looked at him like, good God, son. That's what he said. That's exactly
You're
what
a bigger fan than I am.
It's bad. It's bad. My wife thinks I have a problem, but she knew it before we got married. Yeah. So she knew coming into it.
Speaking of wife, I mean, Clark, you did propose to your now wife on the UGA football field.
I did.
And there's an incredible, Clark does amazing video work, and there's an incredible video that he made and everything. And so I had to give the listeners just like, okay, these are UGA fans. No, guys, these are UGA fans. Like, they have to constantly pray for repentance, for the idolatry, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you,
I'm just
Jacob.
kidding.
Right now, we're in prayer that there's no injuries during fall camp, during the preseason right now.
That's right. So, all right. So if you clicked on the episode, you know that we're going to be ranking our top 5 favorite college football jerseys all time. And so what we like to do, just really quick, just a quick like 10, 15 seconds, what was kind of the criteria that you had going into? Obviously, this is subjective, like all of our podcasts, unless we name it otherwise. But Clark, why don't you kind of start? How did you put together this list?
Well, I thought we were doing college football uniforms.
Okay, yeah.
But
No. So I said jersey. No, uniforms. When they click on the episode, it says uniforms because that's the whole piece,
nice.
right?
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
good
yeah.
clarification there,
Okay.
Clark. Nice.
All right, good. Yes, uniforms. So I really look for color. I like good color schemes, right? I love block letters. So you're not going to see many rounded numbers, letters, that kind of thing. Don't really care for that.
Okay.
And then the last is just tradition. Does it look good? Does it not? I mean, just pretty simple.
Yeah.
That's
criteria.
great. That's great.
I like it. Jacob, I tell you, man, I kind of went a different route in the sense of I thought I was going to go more of the traditional powerhouses, but I got to thinking about it. I was like, no, I'm going to go a different route, kind of more unique. I like cursive script on some that some of these guys on my list have on their jerseys. And some, man, I don't know, it's just kind of out there. Kind of just did a deep dive into it. And I don't really know how I came up with my list, but I love it. I love my list, man.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about it had we not just sat down and thought, hey, we need to discuss this. So I'm excited. I'm excited to unveil it.
So similar with me, a little bit of both. I will say I probably didn't focus as much on the numbers, like the font of the numbers as much. But when I sort of looked at the jersey, I was looking at it overall. I have the tendency, and Jonah, who you both know, has been on the pod a couple times. He knows this about me. I have the tendency to like jerseys that the majority of people think are incredibly ugly. I don't know why. That's my history, but it sort of is. I'm excited to see if that happens here. But that's kind of the way I went about it. Just like what I like to see overall on the field. And I like alternate jerseys a lot of times when they come out with ones, particularly because my team in particular doesn't have very many jersey combinations, LSU. And so we may get into that a little bit later. But one last thing before we start, I would be remiss to say Nick, like I said, wasn't able to make it. Nick is a UGA fan. And so it's kind of almost just the worst that I'm the one who's hosting this instead of him. But like I said, he wasn't able to make it on here with us, but he's a huge Dogs fan. And I think the Rankers podcast Instagram left a comment on y'all's.
You did.
And I just have to say that was completely Nick and not me.
I was about to say, Jacob, man.
I don't know my stuff like he does. He's a huge Dogs fan.
That's great. Smart man.
So, but hey, we always let our guests go first. So between the two of y'all, whichever one, well, I'll just choose. Why don't you start us off with your number 5?
My number 5, I'm going to go with, and I actually kind of made an audible during the opening.
Wow.
I made an audible.
Wow.
I thought one just came to the dome, so I'm going to scratch one out right here. And this isn't it, but I'm going to go, I reshuffled them a little bit. I'm going to go with North Carolina, man.
Wow.
And I will go with North Carolina's home jerseys right now during the Matt Brown era, where they have the block letters, Clark, with, of course, they're the baby blue, the powder blue. And you think North Carolina more on the basketball court, on the hardwood. But I go with the North Carolina it's kind of a throwback to what their 90s jerseys were, but they kind of the block letters with the navy blue collar right there and the navy blue script around the block letters. And I don't know, I like the baby blue in North Carolina.
Nice. Well, okay, so I just have to say, an incredible pick, but you said something that was interesting. You said you made an audible. I do have to say, we have a Ranker's commandment.
Oh, do we?
I did not
know this.
So you didn't break it, but for future reference, once you start your list, You are not allowed to change a pick mid-recording.
Oh, that's good. That's
Not
good to
allowed
know.
to
That's
change.
good
So
to
you
know.
made your audible at the perfect time because now that we're into it, you are not allowed to change the list. But North Carolina is great. Definitely
man.
think of them more with basketball. But that, baby blue, kind of powder blue, man, they sure are trying in football.
Oh, yeah.
And the ACC, they've gotten close a few times. And but that's a great pick. I like it.
man.
I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
man.
Well, we'll just go in order here. It's kind of how we're sitting. So I'll go next, and then Clark, you'll wrap it up for us. My number 5, I'm going to go in the SEC here. This is a little bit of a surprise pick. Also a team that you normally think basketball,
Right.
but I'm going to go my number 5, Kentucky. And so I do have the specific one. I actually looked on their website and found it. They call it the home alternate 4. And this is the black uniform with the chrome helmet. So this is where they wear solid black jersey, black pants, and they've got that chrome helmet. And I think their shoulders, they might have the blue and then the blue letters. But I'm a sucker for a blackout when it comes to a uniform. And I am even more of a sucker for either chrome or matte helmets.
Right.
And so I just, Kentucky, they've tried. They've been a little frisky here lately, particularly for the SEC East. And so they've given you guys a couple scares every once in a while. LSU doesn't come across them very often, but I really like the blue. I like the blue combination with the black, and then those chrome helmets, man, I just think are really sweet. So we started off with the biggest rivalry in basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
With
Yeah,
the Tar Heels and the Wildcats, but that's my number 5.
Yeah, man, 2 blue bloods in basketball. Don't think of it as football, but hey, leading off the show, man, good pick. I love Kentucky's uniforms, man. I love their colors. When you go up to Lexington, it's a great road trip to go up there, and their fans all wearing the blue. It's just a pretty color. It's a pretty color. That's a great pick. They were actually on my fringe honorable mention list.
Okay.
maybe?
Yeah. We
So
do
I like
honorable
that.
mentions.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But shout out to Nick, who now lives in Kentucky, but is still a dog. Always will be a dog. So anyway, Clark, hit us with your number 5.
Okay, on my list, you're not going to see any orange. Just
That's
a little
right.
Spoiler alert.
Mine
I
either.
hate the color orange.
That's exactly
Adam
right.
does too. We don't own anything orange.
Nothing
Like,
orange.
Literally
nothing,
nothing.
orange. Nothing orange.
So no orange. I'm actually not even going to go blue. Y'all both picked 2 really pretty blue colors, honestly.
So what's against blue, Clark?
I don't have a problem with blue, but it's just not in my number 5. I'm going to West Point, guys. I'm going to Army. Okay, Army.
Shout out to the
troops.
Yes, shout out to
Knights.
the Black Knights.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay?
a great pick.
Listen though, they have one uniform that I absolutely loved. I used this on NCAA 14.
Knew it.
I love the digital camo. Okay, they got these digital camo helmets, and they are gorgeous. All right, then they wear these black jerseys with camo lettering. It is awesome, and then they have camo pants, digital camo. I mean, it's awesome. And then black socks, black cleats. It's a really good look.
I knew you got that off NCAA 14.
Oh, I did.
Knew
100%.
You did.
That was one of my dynasty
That's
teams.
right. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry.
But I will say on the back of their jersey, one of the coolest things too, they have duty, honor, and country. That's the motto up there at West Point. So,
Dude.
those are some sick jerseys.
God
though.
bless America.
Incredible, man. I love when Army, they play Navy, right? That's the
Right,
big
that's
game. I love that game because both teams are bringing out some type of jersey each year that is really, really cool. And at the end of the day, man, we said it at the beginning, in all seriousness, as cool as the jerseys are, it's so cool to watch the troops being able to play. That game is so big and it's just so cool to watch. And the camo, man, on a jersey, come on.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome, man. And that game, what's special about that, you hit on it, Jacob, is it has its own Saturday.
Yeah.
It is always played
As
the
it should.
week after, as it should, exactly right. After the conference championship games, it's on CBS, and they play in Baltimore, I believe, and it's just, like you said, it's special. It's special. So just great pick. Love it.
Yeah, and you guys know this is local, but, Charlie played
Oh, yeah.
at West Point. Yeah, he
that's
did.
right.
He was the kicker, I think, or the punter, one of the two. But anyway, so shout out to those guys. That's a great pick. All right, so we're going on to number 4 here. Adam.
Number 4.
Hit us with it. Hit us with
All
it.
right, number 4, I'm going to go with the Southern Methodist Mustangs.
What? Okay.
Yes, SMU. God bless them. Their football program got shut down in the early 80s because they were just terrible things were happening down there in Dallas. Yeah, scandalous stuff. I mean, the only time the NCAA just shut down a practice, we can. We're going off the rails, but you could. Auburn, it should have happened to Auburn.
Yeah.
Should have happened to Auburn. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back on topic here.
There's no bias here.
Yeah, right.
Obviously.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Jacob. But no, SMU, look them up. I mentioned earlier that I love the cursive script. Their current away uniforms, all white, red Mustang, stallion. On
The red
side of their
Mustang
helmet.
is sick.
Yes,
I like it. Yeah.
Yes, running, the tail up, just on the Texas plains. Just that's what it makes you think of. And then I think this is just a power move by them. SMU is not wrote on the jersey right here. It's Dallas. The city,
yeah.
the city in cursive script in
Yeah.
blue, and I don't know. I just think it's clean. I just think it's clean. All white, Dallas script. Their home jerseys are good too. But I'm gonna go with the road white on white, Dallas script, SMU red and blue, Pony Express, baby.
Pony Express.
Dude, that is such a pick that I did not think was going to come up on this list. Certainly.
wait.
So to let you in on a little thing, we have what we call, instead of hot takes on our podcast, we call them Jake takes and Nick picks. And so we'll just call it a hot take for you, but I hope that we see a couple more of those coming up. I may have one or two on my list, but the Mustangs making it into the list, man. I love it. All right. Okay. My number 4 here. So this is one of the ones I do have to say, this is where a lot of people might think these are ugly. Okay, so not only do I love LSU, obviously, but even aside from me being an LSU fan, I love this yellow colored gold type of thing. Obviously, you guys can see like my phone case here. You probably seen me wear what you would probably say is a bright, ugly hoodie of some sort that has the color. I love that color. There's a team that has this color with the combination of a little bit of a darker green. So my number 4, I'm going to go with Baylor.
Ooh.
And Baylor has had a lot of different uniforms over the past several years. I'm going with their newest updated ones of the past 2 or 3 years, I believe. But they have this gold on gold on gold uniform, helmet, jersey, and pants with the green letters that I think is really, really clean. It is a little, it reminds me a little bit of West Virginia's newest ones, but of course they have the blue with the gold.
Right.
But I think it's really clean. You definitely can't miss it when you're watching it. I just love the gold and green combination. I think it's a nice color scheme. And so gold on gold on gold. I don't know what to tell you. That's my number 4.
That's an interesting take. I like Baylor's a lot. The green and the yellow, you don't really see that. I mean, you see it like Oregon. I can't really think of any other team that does green and yellow.
No, there's
like
not
that.
a lot out there.
But they do it right.
They do.
I like their white helmets with the green Baylor. I think is it BU?
Yeah, the BU.
Yeah,
the BU.
BU. Yeah, the
I think
classic.
that looks good. It really, yeah. I mean,
I was
Any
more
one
of a
of
fan, man. The Baylor, the Robert Griffin III era, the 2010, 2011, the green tops with the massive font Baylor wrote across the chest and the gold helmets, like you said, man, and white pants. I mean, I always have good color schemes there, man, good uniform schemes, and they got some smooth white on white jerseys as well.
do.
Good pick, Jake.
Yeah, they do. They do. Clark, number 4, man, hit us up.
all right, let me open my notes here.
Open them up.
All right, I'm going to go with, and this is kind of a cliche pick.
Okay.
It's going to be on a lot of people's top 20 college football uniforms of all time. Very classy look. I'm going out west to California, to USC, to the Trojans, man.
Fight on is what
Fight
they say.
on.
I saw
Yep.
this everywhere when I was doing
yeah.
research,
Yeah.
man.
I tell you, it takes me back. Whenever I think of USC, I think of Reggie Bush on that NCAA 2007 college football video game. He was on the cover. And man, I absolutely love their jerseys and their pants. That combo is just awesome. You got the red jerseys, the yellow stripe across the shoulder pad.
Yep.
You got the yellow gold pants with the red stripe down there. It's kind of a cool contrast. Then you got the red helmets with the Trojan logo in yellow. I don't know. It's a cool look. They don't really deviate from it much. Actually, I don't know if they ever have.
No.
I really don't think they ever
Don't
have.
put the name on the back of the jersey
right.
as well.
Yes, that is true. And that's-
Interesting choice for sure.
Yeah, what do y'all think about that? I want to ask y'all that. What do you think about names not being on the back of jerseys?
I like it.
Well, I
big
feel
team,
like-
little me.
I feel like this is an unfair question because if it were UGA, you guys are such UGA super fans that you don't need the names. Like
That is
you know
true.
exactly who's out there. Sometimes, man, especially like not all the time for my team, but like I like the names. But here's the thing.
Good point.
If you don't have the names on there because it's a tradition thing, I totally respect that. Notre Dame does that, right?
Yeah.
They don't have names,
There's
I
several
believe.
teams out there.
There's a few of them
right.
that don't have them. If it's for a traditional aspect, like, yeah, I definitely respect it, but it always looks a little odd to me if it doesn't have the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's just me. But anyway, great pick, Clark. Adam,
Great pick, Clark. You think of Reggie Bush, you think of NIL before NIL was.
Yeah.
And another
Exactly.
scandalous. I mean, golly, the scandalous programs
but
we're
man,
going through.
one of the most explosive, electrifying college football players we've ever
without
seen.
a doubt. Without a doubt, brother. Without a doubt.
All right, number 3.
All right, I'm going with it. The Tulane Green Wave. Down in New Orleans, Louisiana. Jacob, right down the road from your
Yes,
favorite
sir.
school down there. Tulane, who beat USC in the Cotton Bowl last year to win their first New Year's Six bowl game. Man, I love the teal and blue color that they got. I like the uniqueness of it.
Yeah.
And I think what really sets it over the top for me, guys, is the wave that has eyes. The logo, like the wave, and it has like it's
The
like
logo
and-
is
and-
bizarre.
And
Yeah.
also, I hope I'm right with this, but I'm pretty sure I'm not just imagining. It has arms and spike, and like the water
He's got
coming out
some
the
fists.
waves.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
He's
ready to
doing
go.
the Popeye
And
thing. He's like ready to go.
Yes, and the eyes have like it's got eyebrows. The wave has eyebrows. It lets you know he's ready to go. He's ready to go. So the color scheme plus the logo on the helmet of a wave with a face sets him over the top, and therefore not only the good football that Willie Fritz's boys are playing down there.
Yeah.
They also have some swag, is what they call it these days down there in New Orleans, Louisiana. Tulane. Watch out for them to beat Ole Miss in week 2.
Do you have a particular combination?
I like the white helmets with the wave on it, and it's kind of got a glisten to it, like
Yeah.
a little bit of a. I don't know what I would call that. It's kind of got a little bit of a glittery look.
Yeah.
That just beats off that Louisiana sunshine, man. And the teal jersey, white pants, and then little baby blue stripe right there.
Yeah.
Little baby
Adam,
blue
I
stripe.
absolutely hate that color scheme, but I respect
That's
it. You know,
ridiculous,
I respect
Clark.
it
that
because you're
really
going
is
out in left
ridiculous.
field, and I appreciate it. It's ugly.
We're trying to just bring some good variety to the program, not go with USC. What are you going to
okay.
choose next? Penn State?
For those of you who are only listening and can't see, I'm sitting in between Adam and Clark right now, which is the ultimate like no man's land. I feel like, because I hear that you guys can get a little bit frisky as far as going back and forth sometimes
have a
on
good
the
time.
pod.
We have a good
Luckily,
time.
you guys both root for the same team.
That is
right.
true.
So that's a great pick. I love, dude. Adam's bringing in the
I'm
unconventional.
telling you.
Hey,
I'm,
man.
I'm so here
Kinda
for
like
it.
have to.
Okay, guys, my number 3. I'm so sorry to have to do this. To a place and a people who will not allow the color orange in any kind of way or aspect or in any capacity. But I've got to go with Oklahoma State as my number 3 and their jersey. And they have a particularly incredible newer jersey that they do. And I want to make sure that I get it right here. But again, I told you guys that I'm a sucker for the blackout. It is black helmet, black jersey, and black pants. And it is that matte black helmet that they
Yes.
have. And I think I don't have time to look at it right now. It may say something different, but across the collar, it says something. It may not be this specifically, but it says something like gunslinger or something like that, which is just like an ultimate power move, I think. And so I'm sorry for the orange, but the black and orange jerseys that Oklahoma State has going up there, I think it's pretty cool.
Jacob, I'm glad you went with Oklahoma State with that, because I was looking at Clark preparing for something that you were going to go with teams that we do not like,
Such
in
as
orange,
Florida,
such as
Auburn,
Florida,
Clemson,
Clemson,
Tennessee.
Auburn. You know, so I thought that's the direction you were going. So I was looking at Clark to do something on the board right there. But
we have a cricket.
cricket
We have a-
sound that we were gonna hit the cricket sound. You know,
no.
with no comment. But Oklahoma State, I could respect that.
Yeah.
Great football in Stillwater, Oklahoma, man. Enjoyed the culture, the campus, and everything that Mike Gundy has done with that program.
They're on the rise, man.
Yeah, they're on the rise. Like you said, they have great uniform schemes. If I had to pick an orange team, no joke, I'm right there with you.
And they've got a bunch of different combinations. And honestly, between like Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, 10 out of 10, I would much rather see State win than Oklahoma. Just
too.
something about it. I like the underdog. I like that they're kind of coming up and they're getting a little bit more frisky here the past few years. But in the Cowboys, man, that's just I like that mascot too, man.
I tell you what, for Oklahoma State, they need to do this. I don't know. They're sponsored by Nike. Yeah, they're a Nike school. They need to put, and I don't think this would fly in today's era, but they do need to put some pistols, you know.
Yes.
Oh, dude, on
That
the
would
pants,
be-
sides,
yes.
that would be sick.
And on the back,
cool.
have some bullets going around with the belt.
I'm telling you, that'd be awesome.
Golly, man.
Dude, why are you not? What industry are you in? Why are you not designing
Nike's
uniforms?
graphic design team? Just pumping out some uniform
Wouldn't
combinations.
that be cool
man.
though? Like having it maybe in chrome.
It would.
That would
It'd
be
be a little
incredible.
gaudy,
It would,
but
but
you know,
no, it'd be great.
it'd be fun.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
if they could figure out a way to add a cowboy hat to the helmet. That may be a step too far. But Clark, hit us with your number 3.
All right. I'm going, and guys, look, it had to happen at some point. We had
we
to
are.
talk about the dogs, okay? The
Oh,
most
you beat me
beautiful-
to it. Oh.
Yeah, well, you wasted your picks on Tulane. So, no, I'll go with, Adam, I think there are two. I'm going to go with a specific. Oh, my gosh, I just deleted my list. I'm not even kidding you.
There
You
should
gotta-
be.
that's why you got to have it in
Oh,
your
wait, no,
memory
I
bank,
got
man.
it.
Now, Georgia is similar to LSU. Doesn't have very many combinations.
Doesn't have very many, but I'm going to go. I'll save one for you in case
I
you want to say
appreciate it. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
there's
good
two that
Good
could
dude. You're right.
definitely
You're
be talked
right. Go
about.
ahead.
I'm going to go with Georgia's road jerseys. Their road uniforms are freaking amazing. Red, black, and white. It is the most harmonious color scheme in the world. I think God. I mean,
Oh, no.
look. I was about to say.
Do not bring him into
No,
this
no.
conversation.
I mean, if he had to have a favorite color, I think red would be up there. That's all I'm saying. No, anyway. But no, the red helmets, the white jerseys, the silver breeches, man, you cannot beat it. It is just, and the helmets, they pop. Like when you're on the road and you're watching Georgia play Tennessee, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a stadium
Yeah.
full of orange. That red just stands out. Like, you know, okay, that's a
right.
Georgia football player. They are
right.
wearing the red and black. They love the dogs. Like, they're out there. But the red helmets, man, they're beautiful. You got the black. I mean, I've got a replica.
That's
right
it
here.
right there. Yeah.
The black.
case you
It's
need
the
to
helmet
see
of
it.
a champion, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually.
it is.
Two times,
It is.
back to
That's
back.
exactly right. Exactly right.
And then the white jerseys, I like them, but I don't like the rounded letters that we just had. We moved away from them. And thankfully, this past year was our first year back to block lettering.
Yes.
Savor this moment, Ranker
yes.
fam, as Clark just said he didn't like something about Georgia. And you're not going to hear that a lot.
It's not that I didn't like it.
I agree
care
with you.
for
It just didn't. I agree
Yeah,
with
he
you,
didn't
man.
prefer it out of the other options.
But,
Sure.
you know, I genuinely am trying to be as unbiased as I can be about this, but I think we have the most beautiful helmet. The most beautiful helmet.
I like it.
I think between home and away, I definitely agree that the white jersey with the gray pants is a really, really nice combination.
Silver.
Silver. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Silver breeches.
Silver bridge. So sorry. Look, no, I know
you're
the
good,
same
you're
thing
good.
because a lot of people with LSU, they'll say, oh, yellow and purple. Then I'm like, well, gold and purple. It's gold, people. No, okay, silver breeches.
There you
I'm
go.
so sorry.
You're
Was
learning.
that had to have been an option for one of the names when you guys were trying to pick a name for this podcast? Silver breeches had to have been in
That
there.
would have been a good one. Yeah. We were thinking, yeah, exactly. Silver Britches podcast. Go use Silver Britches podcast.
That used to be a saying.
That is, yeah, back in the 80s, man.
So I don't want to step over what might be your pick, Adam, but the black jerseys not making it, or
that would not be my pick.
It would not be.
It would not be. I will go with mine after this one as well, since we're just
Okay.
already talking about Georgia. But do you want me to go ahead?
is that your number 2?
This would be my number. Well, it would be my number 1 overall, of course. But let's go ahead. I'll make it this one right
catch
here
it.
because I got a good one coming that I'll get later.
Okay, so he's got his number 1. So go ahead and talk about it, Adam.
All right, I'll go ahead and talk about my favorite alternate. Now, the black shark with the silver breeches. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it, especially the first ones that came out unveiling against Auburn in 07 and the blackout. It was a glorious day. Remember every bit of it. What I really love, man, the nostalgia and the history tied into it is, and I want to see more of it. We've seen it one time in our lifetime, is the red breeches on the road, man. We just talked about how traditional the silver breeches are, but there's some tradition in the red breeches as well. They wore them 2020 to honor the 40th anniversary of the 1980 national championship team, who wore red breeches on the road, and that was the last time I think they were worn before this time. They just look sharp, man. They look sharp, and I think of just good road games, man. Back in the day that Georgia had, the tradition, I think. And that's why I want to see them at least wear them one time a year, preferably in Knoxville, Tennessee. I think they look good up there. Georgia, red breeches, white, black stripe on them.
So let me ask you this: when they do that, I didn't even think about that pick. An incredible combination. When they do the blackout jerseys, is there a certain reason that they do it, or is it completely random?
I'll tell you this,
when they
Jacob,
decide to.
You wouldn't believe it, but it's a very touchy subject in the Georgia fans.
Oh, no.
It is because alternate jerseys. Everybody wants the traditional white and silver breeches, or red and silver breeches, and then the times that we wore. In 2008, the black jerseys against Alabama got crushed. Was down 31-0 at the half, and just did not go good. And then kind of everybody wrote them off after that. But we kind of brought them back a little bit.
Superstition.
And yes, exactly. Superstition crept in, and then people thinking that we don't need no fake juice at the University of Georgia. We're Georgia. We don't need no alternate jersey, man. We just go out there in our traditional jerseys and whoop your tail between the white line. We don't need no get me up fake juice.
Yeah.
No hype stuff like that. And I kind of lean towards that. The jerseys look good, but I'm like, yeah, we're going to line up. We're going to come out. We're going to come out in red tops, red hats, and silver breeches and whoop your tail and whatever. Like Oregon last year in the Dome, didn't know what the combination, one of the 170 they got, they were going to come out with. Yeah, and they got the tails whooped.
I was wondering if Oregon was going to come up on this list. I don't have them on mine. Just to spoil. I have to say, just as we're on Oregon, I don't know how you guys feel. I think over my lifetime of watching football, just in case there's any chance that he's listening, I'm sure you're a wonderful person, but Bo Nix has got to be one of the most overrated quarterbacks I have ever seen. I cannot stand him. Couldn't stand him when he was at Auburn. Couldn't stand him now, or I can't stand him now. I just had to say that when you mentioned Oregon. I just have
As Georgia fans, we love him, Jacob.
Oh, he's
probably
great.
could retire his jersey.
Keep
at
throwing to
Sanford
us. They're
Stadium.
saying
That's exactly
Bo
right.
Picks
If
is what we call him.
somehow he leads Oregon to the playoffs to meet Georgia, he could potentially be. I don't know if there's ever been a
0-5.
quarterback that's been 0-5 against a team, but he could do it. He could do it this year. I don't
If
know.
there's anybody who can do it, it's Bo Nix. So that was your number 2, Adam.
Yeah, I'll go with number. I'll
So
go
the
with that
red,
right
the
there.
red breeches and the white jersey.
The red breeches and the white jersey. I'll go with that. The
That's
red
great.
hats.
That's
man.
great. Okay, so my number 2, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it because LSU is not making my number 1. I have a jersey. I love my purple and gold. I love my purple and gold. And LSU, similar to Georgia, does not have very many uniform combinations, and they're a little bit different in that they don't really have their home jerseys are white primarily, right? And so, which is a little bit unconventional, but there's definitely the tradition there. I think certainly the best helmets. I love LSU's helmets as always, but I am going to go with an alternate here.
All right.
And really their only alternate. They did a throwback. This was in the latest that I've seen. It was in the Leonard Fournette era, which was an incredible era before his unfortunate injury. But it is this not their traditional gold, but it's a more classic gold. You guys know what I'm talking about? And then they do the helmets with just the number on it. I don't love those alternate. They've only brought them out a couple times. This is the alternate they bring out, I think, at least once a season. And it is the white helmet with the purple jerseys and the white pants. And I'll tell you what does it for me is the white helmet. I think the white helmet is clean, man. And seeing Joe Burrow throw to Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase in that jersey, we haven't even brought 2019 up.
No.
We haven't even brought it up.
We don't have to.
Unequivocally, I'm sorry. I love UGA, but I'm sorry. The best college football team of all time, 2019 LSU. I was riding high that year. It's the year I started dating my now wife. It was an incredible year for LSU football. And I know, say what you want about Coach O. Obviously, he's got his own issues that he has to deal with. But by golly, get out the gumbo because 2019 was an incredible year. Anyway, that to say, white helmet, purple jersey with the white pants. Clark, you've making some motions over here.
Is that on your list?
Close.
Oh,
we're good.
man.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
I think I know what you have then. I think I know what you have. But that is my number 2. It is not, if I'm just talking about my preference of my team aside, I like the look of my number 1 better, which I'm incredibly surprised about when we get to it. But for me, I love the classic white jersey and yellow pants or gold. I just did it myself. I'll cut that out in editing. Don't worry. But I love the classic white and gold combination with the gold helmet that LSU has, but I love when they bring out that alternate white, purple, white combination. That is my number 2.
I like that. I played with that on NCAA 14.
Oh, yeah.
That's clean.
Oh, yeah.
It is clean.
Yeah. I'm going to save further comments because I do have I'll just spoiler alert. I do have LSU on my list.
Oh, do you?
Within the next 2 picks.
The Lord lives. Well,
LSU.
we know
At
whatever your
LSU.
next pick is going to be.
Sorry.
Well, go ahead and give us your number 2
I know.
then.
This is bizarre. I'm not going with LSU now, so that leaves LSU
In the clear.
in the clear.
Oh, man.
So anyway, I'm going to go with Iowa. The Hawkeyes.
Man.
Okay, listen. If I had to pull for
The
another
Pittsburgh Steelers?
yeah. If I had to pull for another college football team in America,
Wow.
it would be the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I agree because they wave at the children before the game.
Well,
They wave at
that
the
is a
children.
great. That really is an
It a
awesome
good thing.
tradition.
Yep.
But man, the colors are awesome. Black and yellow. I don't know if it gets. I mean,
That's
the only
classic.
thing better than that is red and black. But black and yellow, man, it is just clean. But I'm not going with just their home uniforms. I'm not going with just their away uniforms. I'm going with their all black uniforms.
Wow.
Black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, black socks, black cleats.
Yeah.
They first wore this. I got a little history on the Iowa Hawkeyes here.
Oh, yeah.
The first time Iowa ever wore all black was 2015 against their rival, Minnesota.
Okay.
Golden Gophers. This was also
Incredible mascot.
Yeah. This was also the first time they started their season 10-0 in the history of Iowa football.
Nice.
Wow.
And this is also the first time they ever had a night game in November. So they had to do something big. So they brought out some black jerseys, black uniforms for the first time ever. All black, I should say. And then on the back of the helmet, you know, they've got the yellow Hawkeye there on the sides, but on
Yeah.
the back they have the outline of Iowa, the state of Iowa.
Ooh.
And inside of it, it says ANF, and the acronym ANF, and that means America needs farmers.
Wow. Oh, love
So
that
paying
on
some
Iowa.
homage
Of
to
course,
the-
there you go.
the Iowa
Oh,
farmers.
yeah.
The most incredible power move I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Because where we live, baby, we need farmers.
That's right.
You guys don't
That's
even
right.
know. That is an incredible pick. And the reasoning behind the pick.
Thank you.
Good pick. Jacob, you were talking about how y'all say what, and you know, with y'all's tidbits and whatnot. That was in our podcast we call Clark's Fun Facts. Right
Okay,
there. So that
yes.
was one of Clark's fun facts that he brings to
Yeah.
the table. You just never know they're coming, but he throws out that. That's a segment we have is Clark's Fun Facts. So that was real
love
good,
that.
Clark. Good history.
I love that.
Good history.
Well, guys, really quick on our podcast, before we get to our number ones, Ranker fam, as always, we want to hit you guys with the plugs and make sure that you guys are following us on Instagram. Make sure that you are following us on Twitter or X or whatever it is called now. It's basically just for episode updates. And then our new website is out, and you can get exclusive Ranker podcast merch, which is pretty dope, I will say. And so go and check that out. And you can also learn everything you want to know about the Rankers podcast on the website there. And you can also email us at therankerspodcast@gmail.com. Last but not least, please remember to rate and review us on Apple or Spotify, wherever you are listening to us at. And also, once again, check out the Row 60 podcast, rate and review them. They are fantastic. Check them out on all of the social medias, all that kind of stuff. Definitely make sure to hit them up. But that is what we like to do here before the number ones is give the plugs, but now we are here.
Awesome.
And Adam, you're going to kick us off with the
Alrighty.
number ones. And he said he's been prepping us
I've
for
been
it.
prepping for this one, guys.
Let's hear it.
All right. Let's go to Greenville, North Carolina. Not to be confused with close by city Greenville, South Carolina to us, gentlemen.
Oh, no.
But Greenville, North Carolina to the campus of East Carolina University and the Pirates.
Oh.
Good, Jacob?
Nice color scheme.
Yes, I was about to say, you're purple and gold there. I love the purple and gold, purple tops, white pants, white helmets. I think they have a purple face mask, but the Jolly Roger logo.
Yeah.
The Pirates, man.
The
And
Pirates.
the ECU Pirates. And they also have a helmet where they have the North Carolina state outlined with a pirate like skull and crossbones in the middle of the state.
Dude. Wow. Shout out to Captain Jack Sparrow. We got the Pirates in this podcast,
Yep.
man. I was
Yep,
not
the Pirates.
expecting it, but just for the logo emblem alone, an incredible pick.
Yeah,
Oh, it
great.
is.
I mean, great color scheme. They also have great black jerseys as well.
They do.
Black on black on black. So, I mean, anything that they choose, really, they can't go wrong up in Greenville, North Carolina, being Pirates, first and foremost, with their mascot, and just whatever color combination. They might not win a lot of football games, guys, but by gosh, they don't
look
win the
good.
fashion show. They look good losing. They look good losing. And they'll sneak up and pop you every now and then. You don't want to go to Greenville, North Carolina on a Saturday afternoon.
You know, Adam, that is my philosophy when I play golf. I may suck at golf, but by golly, I'm going to buy the right clothes and I'm gonna try to look my absolute best on the course, but everything is going in the woods.
There you go.
Oh man,
Love it.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this, Adam: is Eastern Carolina, are they a Nike school or Adidas?
That's a great
Under
question.
Armour?
I'm not sure.
I don't think they're Nike.
I think they're Under Armour.
Yeah, and that's why
Wow.
I don't like them as much. Now I like the color scheme, but just imagine what if Nike got a hold. I think Nike does the best job with jerseys, with uniforms, the whole nine. It just looks the best in my opinion. But
This didn't make it on my number one, but I love seeing. I'm just a sucker. I think it's cool. I love seeing the MJ logo on a football jersey. So the Jordan jerseys I think are really cool. I don't know, that may be a little bit of a Jake take there, but I think it's cool seeing the famous Jordan logo on a football jersey. And so which is also kind of Nike as well.
Yeah, Oklahoma, Florida has that. So I'll have to say in North Carolina, of course, but I'll have to speak with the Row 60 podcast, and we're probably not going to get behind it. If Georgia
came out,
we're going to be furious.
If Georgia came out with Jordan
Under Armour
Georgia
needs to come get us. Yeah, Georgia football. Is that because I don't want? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And Derek Jeter wore it too when he was playing with the Yankees.
That's right.
And I just don't want like the Jumpman basketball guy on a baseball or football field, especially on a football field, replacing the check mark man that's been around for.
Oh man.
So yeah,
UGA, you've heard the Row 60s take, so don't do it. If it's ever an offer, stick with Nike.
Well,
I do have to agree though, Clark. As far as if we're talking about best quality, I mean Nike does the top tier work. No doubt.
Not necessarily best quality. I will say, if you're talking about, in terms of durability, you're not going to get better than Russell Athletics jerseys.
Whoa.
You're not.
Now I tell you what,
I don't know if they
I like
exist
some
anymore.
Under Armour athletic shorts,
Really?
man. I got a plethora of Under Armour athletic shorts. And they're good. We must protect this house type deal, man.
Shout out to Georgia Tech, which I dare say on this podcast in particular, but who went with the Russell jerseys for so long.
They did.
They had them up until like a few years ago. I was like, dude, I played high school football in those jerseys, man.
I don't know if that's a good thing that you were sponsored by Russell Athletics.
I don't think Russell Athletic
as a
makes
Division
like
I football.
skin tight jerseys.
No,
I will
Russell
not.
Athletic, they're like dresses. You're wearing dresses out there, so you can literally just grab them and pull them back.
man.
Georgia Tech fans out there, literally, like, what did we do? Like, we haven't come up this whole entire time. Anyway, okay, fantastic number one, Eastern Carolina. I'm going to come in with my number one.
Give it to us.
Which has got to surprise some people. It surprised even me because I have no affiliation with this team. I don't like the team unless they beat Alabama because I can't stand Alabama. But I am coming in as my number one.
Oh no, I know where you're going with this.
The powder blue Ole Miss jerseys.
yeah.
The powder blue jersey with the powder blue helmet,
Yes.
I think is the coolest, nicest looking jersey out there. I will watch the game. Even if they're not playing LSU, if they're wearing those jerseys, I'll make sure and go watch that game just because I like looking at that jersey. What do you guys think about that number one pick? I was surprised, man. But as I was looking, I was like, dude, I love these powder blue jerseys. And I've always loved them. And it's the helmet for me that they do the powder blue helmet.
I get behind it. I like it. I like it, man. Every time they wear it, I like it. I support it. I think they look better than the navy and red that they have.
I do think so as well. Clark, you thought I was going somewhere different. Where did you think I was
thought
going?
you were about to say the Auburn Tigers.
Oh,
And I was about to.
Then we
weren't
weren't just
gonna-
walk off the set.
Right.
No, I
Just didn't
can't.
finish
No.
the podcast. We just had to just
I
end it.
can't get behind Auburn. No, can't do it.
I agree with you.
And
I
pick
like-
a mascot, please.
Yeah.
For the love of everything.
Well, Ole Miss too.
I guess so, but I'm not an Ole Miss
Are they
fan.
a Bear? Like the Bears?
Yeah, we don't know.
Like they literally have a million mascots. Anyway,
like Mississippi's landlocked. Why aren't we sharks? You know, I mean, that's what I'm trying. That's where
yeah.
That's true. I don't know.
Anyway,
No, I don't know. The one gripe I have with teams that have like a powder blue, but then also a navy blue, I just don't like that. There's not enough consistency.
like
maybe.
pick a blue?
Right. Like BYU. BYU has
that's a
like
good pick
a
too,
royal blue, but then they have a navy blue, and it's like. And then sometimes they'll mix them. I'm like, dude, don't do that. And that's why Tulane, for me, you got teal, but you also got green. It just
no, that goes
You know what I'm
together.
saying?
It goes together. I think it goes together good. But
Dude,
BYU
Clark-
is a good honorable mention.
Clark
pick.
hates
That's
your
real good.
Tulane pick, man. That is
man,
so
it was
funny.
It's
great.
awful.
Tulane's got good baseball jerseys. Y'all need to see them anyway.
Ole Miss, Ole Miss. You're
Yeah.
right though. They have some good. They've got some good uniforms.
How can you not get behind a wave with a face with fists up? But anyway, I'm sorry. That's one thing about me and Clark, Jacob. We can go off the rails, man.
I
in a
love
hurry,
it, man.
In a hurry. Not stay on topic.
Okay, Clark. I think we know. I guess we know. And man, I am just honored.
Yeah, you should be. And there's going to be some Georgia fans who listen to this and roll their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
That I would put this team in front of my Dogs. But I want to go with LSU's all white uniforms.
I knew it was going to be
all white
with the white helmet.
White helmet,
Dude.
And you know they tried. I think you guys tried this back in 2011. You had one version of the white helmet, but it was like that real gold, not like the yellow gold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had that. I didn't like that as much. But when they came back out with them, the second version looked much better. The white helmet with the purple and yellow stripe going down. You got the LSU Tiger.
Yep.
That white helmet, and then you got the white jersey. The actual home jersey that you guys wear and away.
Yep.
And then the white pants, man. You got white socks, white cleats. Gosh, it's sharp.
It's sharp.
It's hard to say, but it is sharp. And that is one of my like you watch Ole Miss when they play in their powder blue uniforms. I watch LSU and they're all whites.
Yeah.
Every time. 10 out of 10 times.
I would love to see it more. I love the all whites. I like a little bit better the purple jersey, which is why I had mine on there. But to me, it's something about that white helmet, man, with the kind of the alternate Tiger logo, which is the actual Tiger face. You know, a lot of times you'll see the LSU, the actual letters, and then you'll see the I, which is what we have in the middle of Tiger Stadium most of the time. But that kind of just the face of the Tiger is one of my favorite logos there. And then to have it with the white, with the purple stripe. Oh, man. You're singing my song, Clark.
Yeah.
And
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, man. So we've got our top 5. Did you guys want to do any honorable mentions? Did you have any? 1 or 2?
I'll just say one. I kind of thought I really do not like the school whatsoever, and my hatred for them. And I'm sorry, the only time I really hate in life is college football. I will use the word hate in college football.
You hate entities, not people.
Entities, not people.
Fans,
That's exactly
players,
right. Just the entity.
Objects.
Exactly. It's Florida State, especially their unconquered jerseys. But I do like the spear on it and everything. So Florida State would be my honorable mention.
Okay, I think my one honorable mention, and you guys just absolutely stomped all over this team in the Natty last year, but I like the Horned Frogs. I like the TCU jerseys, really all their combinations. They've got some chrome stuff, but I love the horns that come around the collar. I think it's really cool. So if I had one honorable mention that was closest to my top 5, it'd probably be TCU.
I've got it. Look, y'all got to humor me here. I have 4 honorable mentions.
Of course.
Just stick with me, and I won't take all.
Is it every other edition of the UGA jersey?
It could be. I'm going to go with Michigan's blue on yellow. It's classic.
That's a classic.
Okay.
Maze.
And I like the helmets. Those are iconic. West Virginia, I think you alluded to this earlier in the show. West Virginia's country roads, alternate.
Nice.
I think they're white, and then they've got like the state of West Virginia, like the interstate, like a road map ingrained. It's really cool.
Good one.
Oregon's 2016 duck uniforms. Y'all remember when they looked like literal ducks,
like an actual duck.
Yeah, they had a white helmet. They had green jerseys, white pants, and then orange socks and cleats. It was really cool.
Yeah,
I mean they look like ducks. And then the last, and this almost cracked my top 5. Air Force. They're blue on white with the white helmets and the lightning
bolt.
Yeah,
that's
that's a good one.
Look at you with the service academies on the list, man. I like
that is
that.
such a power move too. Trophy. Oh man, and they always have some kind of like that, some kind of statement or something, just like Army does, and something, stuff like that. It is, incredible pick. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, we are finished up with our top 5, and this has been an absolute blast. I'm going to go ahead and call it. I mean, I just have to, you guys can obviously say no, but this will not be the last Rankers Row 60.
No, it's not. I've already thought of several ideas just sitting here.
We could do the top 5 worst college football uniforms.
We could do the top 5 mascots. When I got to thinking about the wave, man, I mean, that you think about the mascots out there.
And I want to give a chance, too, in the future sometime for you guys to go all out UGA and do some kind of UGA ranking, because you guys are really going to show your stuff. You're going to flex your muscles. But more than that, I want to see some disagreements there and a little bit of debating there as well. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out on the Rankers podcast. Thank you guys so much for letting us use your studio, which is just really, really great. I feel like I'm a little, sticking out here in my purple and gold, but you guys welcomed me in with open arms, which was incredible. And Ranker fam, definitely once again, hit up the Row 60 podcast, especially, I guess not especially, only if you are a UGA fan. I
There we
don't
go.
know why you would any otherwise, but especially when the season gets started. You guys have anything special coming up soon?
Oh yeah, we're about to crank it up. We've been releasing episodes now, Clark. What, about 4 of them in our current season 3 now, and
Okay.
our traditional episodes will crank up now. Of course, football season's on the horizon. You know, the world is tilted right on the right axis right now. It's
Yep.
spinning right. So,
And by the time this episode drops, it will be closer, if not have
Awesome.
already started. So anyway, yeah.
It'll be our traditional weekly podcast breaking down the games, concession stand reports, and just a little bit of everything. You never know what you're going to find, but we'll be in full swing, man, ramping it up, high energy, bringing it, and just can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, thank you, man. Seriously, this has been awesome.
has.
Inviting us and this collab. Yeah, I think we should definitely do this in the future.
Absolutely.
You've been awesome. And yeah, go listen to more Rankers podcasts. Go back and this is a great thing about y'all's podcast too. You got a long shelf life per
Exactly.
episode, right? Like
Exactly.
10 years from now, you can go back and listen.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's like, it's still relevant. It's still fun to listen to. So
Yeah.
what our stuff is, kind of time sensitive.
Yep.
It gets outdated.
It's
but
our
that's the cool
prime
thing
time
about
of
the
year
Rankers.
right now that we're
Yeah.
going into.
So-
But
Well,
yes,
hey,
exactly
man,
right.
if you're a UGA fan and you need to get hyped before a UGA game, check out the Row 60 podcast. Thanks again for joining the Rankers podcast, and we will absolutely 100% see you next time.
Boom.